What's up, everybody? Welcome to A Conversation. I'm Greg, and this is the Dark Knight of News. Andrew Goldfarb.
Hey, Greg.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty well.
Andrew Goldfarb, a few months ago now, the VGA's come around. We see this trailer for The Phantom Pain, and I remember saying, oh, that's cool. And then the internet exploded. There's all these theories that it's Metal Gear. Moby Dick is the developer, but they don't really exist. You know, if you put up all the lines in the missing title, it comes up to be Metal Gear Solid 5. Yep. It's been quiet. All quiet on the Western Front for a while here on Moby Dick, on Phantom Pain. And then our good friend Geoff Keighley the other day had an interview with Joaquin Phoenix about it.
It was, well, so it was not Joaquin Phoenix last I checked. Although we don't know, right? His head was wrapped in bandages. It may have been Joaquin Phoenix.
It's Moby Dick's CEO.
Joaquin Mogren, I believe.
And of course, this was a big thing when this got
with an M.
When this got announced, if you move him around, it spells
Kojima. Yeah, it's an anagram for Kojima.
Okay.
And so this is the first time we've seen this guy. And I'm saying that in quotes because the dude was wearing bandages, much like the bandages that
the main character in Phantom Pain trailer is wearing.
Exactly. Who everyone thinks is Big Boss.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it was weird, right? Because this interview is really, you know,
awkward.
Jeff is a great interviewer. Jeff is a great guy.
He's been doing it a while.
Exactly. But in this particular interview, right, it's really weird. You never see them in the frame together. Like Jeff will ask a question and then Joaquin doesn't really answer it. Like it's like this really weird rhythm to their conversation.
And like when I watched it, I was like, okay, this is just a goofy marketing bit for the Phantom Pain, no big deal. But then you went on NeoGAF, found this in this conspiracy theory, lay it on him.
Well, and that's the thing, right? So at the end, the big reveal in this interview is he's like, Jeff, I'm gonna show you. I'm not doing the accent right.
You're not doing it. That's the worst.
I'm gonna show you some screenshots from the game of my iPad, and he's flipping through. Yeah, I was doing like a Godfather.
I don't know what that is.
And then the bottom right corner of those screenshots is the Fox Engine logo, right?
And Jeff's like, wait a second, I see this is running on the Fox Engine, and then it just stops. It cuts off. Really goofy, cheesy thing.
But the Fox Engine, of course, is this engine that will be powering the next Metal Gear game. Kojima's been talking about it since like the 1800s. Yeah, it's like forever we've heard about this thing. And the interesting part of this interview is that because they're so separate, because it's so awkward, people are theorizing, could Joaquin Mogren in this interview have been a creation entirely in the Fox Engine? And it's like, someone like Mitch Dyer over there thinks it's like the stupidest thing in the world, doesn't buy into it for a second. One of the things that makes it really interesting is the Game Developers Conference is coming up.
Yeah, Games Developer Conference, GDC. It's here in San Francisco. It's next week. IGN will be covering the crap out of it.
For sure. And during this interview, during Keighley's interview, Mogren keeps saying like, oh, I'll have a lot, all of your questions will be answered at GDC. We'll have a lot more to show at GDC. Now, the interesting thing is that Kojima's panel at GDC is called Photorealism Through the Eyes of a Fox, the Core of Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes.
Ooh.
And photorealism through the eyes of a fox.
Through Fox Engine.
Exactly.
So you're telling me that Joaquin Phoenix in the Geoff Keighley interview was created in Fox Engine so that Kojima can come out, give his presentation, say, we've already tricked you. Joaquin Phoenix, everybody.
Especially, I mean, yeah.
Joaquin Mogren.
So something close to that. Yeah, I mean, the big thing is that Kojima forever has been extolling the virtues of the Fox Engine and how, like, they showed, I think it was in their offices, it was a picture of this boardroom, and it was made in, like an actual photo of it versus, like, a crappy CGI version.
Sure.
Not a crappy CGI version, an incredible CGI version of the same room. Where you almost couldn't tell them apart. And so he's been pushing this photorealism thing for so long that it seems like doing it this way in this weird interview would be kind of a funny, interesting way to reveal what that engine is capable of.
Okay, so final point. Do you think that's what's going to happen? Is Mitch wrong? Did Gaff nail this? We're going to see this whole photorealism thing come true.
I'm so skeptical, and I feel crazy for saying it, but Kojima's the only person crazy enough to make it happen, and I kind of want it to be real. Yeah.
And remember when we saw the Ground Zero stuff, everybody was freaking out at how good it looked. Right. So it is possible, and there's good points raised.
Well, and it's also because his face is entirely wrapped in bandages, because the lighting in that room is really weird, and there's all this weird stuff people keep... Yeah, sorry. Touch my mic. Sorry about this awful thing you just heard. But people keep pointing to his neck. His neck is like really weird, and like his shirt collar doesn't match in certain points or something. I don't know. There's some weird stuff going on.
Okay.
So we'll see. I mean, it would be totally crazy if that is what happened in that interview. I think it's something again that only Kojima could do, and that everyone would kind of remember as the weird reveal of the Fox Engine.
Sure. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. GDC, Games Developers Conference. It is the week of March 25th. Next week, IGN again will be there, boots on the ground, reporting, putting up all sorts of previews and crazy things about it. So you don't need to go anywhere else. And if you do, Goldfarb will not be happy.
That's it for you.
Oh, man, I tell you. Beyond.
Beyond.